Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty, and I am filming another pass grab or undecided video. I typically only film like one a month, and I just uploaded one a couple weeks ago. But the one that I uploaded a couple weeks ago was specifically on palettes, and I've noticed there have been some other new releases that I wasn't really paying attention to at the time, and some collections that I wanted to talk about. So I thought, you know what? It's only been a couple weeks, but I'm going to film another pass grab or undecided. And if you're not familiar with that type of video, this stems from Samantha March's Will I Buy It series, and I'm just going to talk about new makeup releases and let you know if I'm planning on passing on them, if I would like to grab them or add them to my wish list, or if I'm a little undecided on it. I also am really excited because in my last pass grab or undecided, I filmed that before I had watched Samantha March's Will I Buy It video, and she did a collab with Andrea Montiliano, and they filmed one of her Will I Buy It videos. But Samantha, the creator of the Will I Buy It series, actually came up with a community playlist, which I think is really, really awesome. And so she put together this playlist, and she told content creators, like, if you film some type of Will I Buy It, contact me. And so all of us here on YouTube who have Will I Buy It series or spin-offs are now able to upload our videos to this big playlist. So if you really like videos like this where people are talking about new releases and if they want to get them or not, I will link not only Samantha's video and channel down below, but also the community playlist so that you can make sure to subscribe to Sam and also add the community playlist to your playlist so that you can see when different content creators are uploading their Will I Buy It series. But anyway, that's enough for this intro. If you want to hear about some new makeup releases and my thoughts on them, go ahead and keep on watching. Let's just go ahead and start with the collection, shall we? Dose of Colors collaborated with Karen, or I Love Sarai, here on like YouTube and Instagram. And I believe this is the Dose of Colors second collaboration. They did a collab with my favorite YouTubers, Desi Perkins and Katie from Luster Lux. I want to say it was last year. Was it last fall or end of summer? Something like that. And that was the first Dose of Colors collab. So now they have collaborated with Karen to come out with a whole collection. They are coming out with an eyeshadow palette for, well, I'm saying coming out with, but it's already out. This entire collection released on July 27th, which is why I wanted to film, because these products that I'm going to talk about are already out. But they came out with an eyeshadow palette. It was $35 and there were 6 different shades. Now the eyeshadow palette looks beautiful. I have seen Karen's tutorials. I've been seeing other people put up tutorials. I know Nicole Guerrero just put one up, and it looks like you have like a peachy shade for your transition and then like a deeper warm toned sienna shade. There's like a nice light shade that you can use to highlight or to put on the lid or the inner corner. Looks like a gold shade. There is that like blue, brown, teal shade that everybody has been dying over recently. And then there is a shimmery black shade. Looks beautiful. Not gonna lie, looks really beautiful. I think the packaging is unique. Karen and Dose of Colors did like a leaflet packaging, which is different. I haven't seen anything like it. However, the eyeshadow palette is a pass for me because I feel like we've seen these colors already. I feel like this reminded me of the Colourpop and Kathleen Lights collab palette that she came out with, the pressed eyeshadow palette. And then it also reminds me of my Blue Honey palette that I picked up from Kylie Cosmetics with that like blue brown, but then the warm tone shade. So I feel like I already have something like that in my collection, so I don't feel a drive to pick up the eyeshadow palette. They also came out with 2 highlighters that were $28 each. One is Soulmate, but Soul is spelled S-O-L, which means sun in Spanish. That's a gold shade. And then Bathe, which is a peachy pink. Both of these look super pigmented. They look really pretty. However, I have a lot of highlighters. I feel like highlighters last a long time. I have a pinky peach shade and I have like a warm gold shade. So I don't feel like I need to pick up those highlighter palettes. Those are passes for me. She also came out with 2 glosses. One is Barely There, which is like a pink nude and it's very sheer. And then one is, I think you're supposed to say Brillo, because in Spanish the double L makes a Y sound, or Brillo. That looks like the gold lip gloss that Desi and Katie came out with Dose of Colors. It has the gold flecks in it. I mean, it looks really pretty. But again, I'm going to pass on those just because I'm not a huge gloss person. I typically go for more of a matte lip, so I don't feel the need to pick either of those up. However, they also came out with 4 matte liquid lipsticks, which were $18 each. There is Peachy, which is like a peachy nude. There is Fresa, a bright strawberry shade. Aesthetic, which is more of like a terracotta shade. And then there is Nude Chica, which is a pinky nude. Now, I definitely 100% want to get Nude Chica. That looks like my type of nude. It's a pinky nude shade. That's a grab for me. Love it. And I'm borderline on Fresa because I'm not a huge like red wearer, and I typically go for more of like a blue based red. Like I love Too Faced Lady Balls. That's like my favorite. But Fresa looks like a little bit more, almost like it has maybe like a, I don't know, like a pink undertone to it, or more of like a strawberry instead of just like a bright red. So that's what's really making me feel like I might want to grab this one, just because I don't have a red like that. And I've noticed in my collection, I have a lot of nudes and I have a lot of pinky nudes, but I do want to have like a couple bright staple colors that I can wear now and then, and I think Fresa might be that for me. So I'm going to grab Nude Chica. Fresa, I'm a little undecided on the fence about it, but I'm going to pass on Peachy and Aesthetic. I really, really like Aesthetic, but I feel like I have other shades like that in my collection. So I'm not going to go overboard here, but I do want to pick up those 2 lippies, Nude Chica and possibly Fresa as well. Now this is already out. You can get it on the Dose of Colors website or at Ulta. So if you picked any of these up, let me know down below. I want to know if you've tried it out already. How are we feeling about it? How is everything turning out? And do you recommend it? I want to know down below. Sticking with collections, Kathleen Lights and Colourpop collaborated again. I was almost like a little surprised to see it at first, just because I'm like, Kathleen has collaborated with them so many times, but also not surprised for the same reason, because she's collaborated with them so many times. But Kathleen and Colourpop came out with the Zodiac collection, and this released on July 26th. It was online on Colourpop's website. Again, why I wanted to film this, because I wanted to talk about these new releases, but they're already out. So it looks like they came up with the Zodiac eyeshadow palette, which has a mirror. And in Kathleen's video that I watched, I know she talked about how her original pressed eyeshadow palette does not have a mirror because it saved a couple dollars and she wanted to make it really affordable. But for $2 more, or a total of $18, she did add a mirror in the Zodiac palette because that was really highly requested. And I did watch Kathleen's video on the whole collection, and I have to say, I like literally have zero interest in the Zodiac palette. That's gonna be a pass for me. It just didn't really stand out to me. I think it's really cool that she's super into Zodiac and that she tried to match colors to the different signs. Like, I found that really interesting, but I feel like if I purchased this palette, I wouldn't get any use out of it. So I'm going to pass on that as well. There are 12 eyeshadows for each of the 12 signs. There are 2 Super Shock highlighters. They are in the shade Fire and On the Cusp. They are $8 each. I'm gonna pass. I'm not really a huge fan of the Super Shock anything. I did get one Super Shock highlighter, the one that like everybody was talking about. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but I still haven't even tried it. So I'm not gonna get the highlighters, that's a pass. And then there are 2 Supernova shadows. One is in Astrology, it's a gold. One is in Constellation, it is like a pink golden champagne with a sparkle. And they are $7 each as well. And again, I'm going to pass on those. They're just like liquid eyeshadows. You could use them as a base, but I typically don't reach for products like that a lot. So this entire collection basically is a big pass for me. I did think that it was cool that they were coming out with the Zodiac collection. Like I said, I was kind of surprised, but kind of not surprised that Kathleen was collabing with them again. And I just don't really have any strong feelings toward it. There are other products that are drawing me in that I do want to grab. So this entire collection is going to be a pass for me. But like I said, if you picked anything up, let me know down below. But for now, this is gonna be a pass for me. We've talked about some passes, so let's talk about a grab for a minute. Huda Beauty came out with a new lip product. Now, I am guilty of not having tried her liquid lipsticks yet. I still want to try her liquid lipsticks. My best friend Smags loves them. That's like her favorite formula. But she is coming out with demi mattes, and these are supposed to be like a lip cream. So in my mind, what I think the demi matte formula might be similar to is the Kylie Cosmetics Velvet liquid lipsticks is what I'm thinking in my head. I could be totally wrong on that. Let me know if I am wrong. But that's what I'm thinking, is that it's going to be like a velvet matte. It says here on the Trend Mood One Instagram that it's the perfect balance between a matte and a shine finish. There's going to be 15 shades, everything from nudes to pinks to bold berries. They're going to be $20 each, which I feel like is really reasonable. You can get them online at Shop Huda Beauty, or she is also carried in Sephora as well. I'm not sure if it's available at Sephora yet, but I know it is available on her website. It's available now. I am interested in the demi matte formula for sure. I'm not sure exactly like what shade I want to get. I will probably just pick one up to try it. And I typically go for like my mauves or my nudes. So I might go for something like Feminist, which looks like a mauve shade, or it looks like Shiro, if I'm saying that correctly, is a nude. But this is definitely something that I do want to check out. Like I said, I'm a lipstick junkie. I just can't stop myself. But I do really like the Velvet liquid lipsticks from Kylie. So I'm thinking that if these are similar, that I would really like them as well. So I do want to grab that. Well, it turns out that Beauty Blender came out with a foundation. I am a huge Beauty Blender lover. I always apply my foundation with the Beauty Blender. I have dry skin, so I spritz it with MAC Fix Plus, and I feel like it gives me a nice airbrushed look. This was available on July 24th on their website and at Sephora. It does say that there was a wait list. However, I'm sure that it will be available permanently at some point. But this new foundation is a Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. There are 32 shades, and it's said to have a velveteen matte finish and have a 24-hour wear time for $40 each. Now, I'm undecided, and here's why. I love foundation, but I have dry skin, so I typically don't go for mattes. However, I'm interested in the velveteen matte finish, because there are times when I think like I would like to have more of a matte look, but because I have dry skin, anything that like says the word matte typically is too matte for me. But I really like my Beauty Blender, so maybe the Beauty Blender foundation can give me a velveteen matte finish. Maybe if I add a little bit of oil to it or something, it will spruce up my makeup and give me more of a matte finish without making me look too dead or anything like that. I do like that they have several shades, but again, I feel like I would like to see more of like a darker shade range. So I would like to see brands really expanding that and making more darker shades. So I don't know, I'm just undecided. This is probably something where I'll go into Sephora and ask for a sample of it and try it out that way, and then decide if I want to get it or not. But this didn't really it didn't jump out and excite me when I first saw it. But once I was reading about it, I was like, I kind of want to know what a velveteen matte finish is like. So I'm on the fence, I'm undecided, but like I said, I'll probably pick up a sample at Sephora and try it that way. I did pick up the Natasha Danone Mini Sunset Eyeshadow Palette, and now it looks like Natasha Danone came out with a Mini Lila palette. And if you're not sure what the minis are, they are her 5-pan eyeshadows, but they're based off of like a sister palette. So the Mini Sunset obviously came from the Natasha Danone Sunset palette. Now there's a Mini Lila palette, that was the purple palette. So it looks like from the picture that there's like a neutral transition shade, a gold, and then like a deep purple, maybe like a purple chocolate shade, and then almost like a blue shade with some sparkle or glitter or shimmer in it. This is available now. It's $25. It's at Sephora. It's a Sephora exclusive, so you can only get it at Sephora online. But this again is going to be a pass for me. I do like that Natasha Danone is coming out with minis and they're more affordable. They're $25. That's only $5 an eyeshadow, so I think that's super affordable. They're small, the eyeshadow palettes are small, but compared to an Anastasia, like actual single pan, like in a palette, they're the same size. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with the size, I don't have a problem with the price. However, I'm not in love with my Mini Sunset eyeshadow palette. I felt like it was just okay. Like, it was fine. I saw some reviews where people felt like the pigmentation or the quality, the Natasha Danone quality, just wasn't there with the Mini Sunset. So I'd be interested to see if Natasha Danone listened to that and maybe stepped up their game with the Lila palette. I'll definitely be looking out for reviews. I'll be interested to see if the quality is a little bit better than people thought the Sunset eyeshadow palette was. But this is just a pass for me because I just thought it was okay. So I don't think that this would be a palette that I would really be reaching for. But if you picked this up, I want to know if you've tried her other larger palettes, if you think the formulation and the quality is there. Do you feel like the Lila Mini has just as good a quality as the Lila palette? Because that, I feel like, will really be a deciding factor for people. But as for me, I'm gonna pass. And last but not least, I want to talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. I have seen that palette everywhere, all over Instagram, all over YouTube. People are filming reviews and tutorials, and I'm loving it, and I'm watching every single one. This palette came out July 17th on the ABH website. It came out July 29th online at Ulta Beauty, and it will be in Ulta stores on August 5th. It's going to come out online at Sephora, Macy's, Dillard's, and Nordstrom's on August 7th. And then August 17th, it will launch in all of the US retail stores. And I don't know if this is supposed to be August 8th or August 18th, but it's the last line on the Trend Mood One Instagram. But August 8th, it says international retail launches online. Let me just say, I want to grab this eyeshadow palette so badly. I don't know what it is, but the second I saw it, it just drew me in. Like, I typically don't play with color. I stay away from color. But this really, if you look at it, is mostly a neutral-based palette with like a couple pops of purples and a couple pops of pinks. And I love that about this palette. I have seen a lot of reviews where people were disappointed because they wanted it to be a purple palette. But if it was an all purple palette, I definitely don't think that I would buy it or that I would want to buy it. But looking at it, it just looks stunning. It looks like the top row has 7 shimmers. Some of them almost look like shadow toppers or like pressed glitters. And then I've heard some controversy about the bottom row. On the Trend Mood One page, one of the pictures said that there were 7 mattes, but I do know that people have said that Soul and I think Love, they've said that it appears that those are more of satin finishes, or like there are small little like sparkles in there or something, but that doesn't bother me. I want this palette. I want it, I want it, I want it. I will probably get it either from Ulta or when it comes online at Sephora, just because I like to get like rewards and points And I have been trying to be smarter about my purchases. Like, I know that I'm a YouTuber and I really like doing reviews, and my reviews tend to be more popular here on YouTube, but I also like don't have unlimited funds. So I'm trying to be smarter about my purchases and like watching other people's reviews and then deciding if I want to go out and get something. So after seeing reviews and tutorials, I was already drawn in by this palette, but I'm gonna grab it for sure. It's just a matter of time and when I will pick it up. So when I get this palette, I will definitely play with it, but if you're interested in seeing like a review and 3-in-1 tutorial, let me know down below and I can do that for you. But otherwise, that's gonna do it for this video. That is going to do it for this Pass Grab or Undecided. I feel like it was probably a long one. If you like these, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and make sure to check out the community playlist that Samantha created down below, because there are some awesome YouTubers who have added their videos. There are a ton of will I buy it type videos, and those are some of my favorite to watch, and I feel like those are probably some of your favorites to watch because I get lots of views on those. So come on, you want to say goodbye to everybody? Come on. Royce is like stretching on my lap. I was gonna see if she was gonna jump up, but I don't think she's going to. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed because I do post twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I am trying to get back to my 3 videos a week where I post a bonus video on Mondays or Tuesdays. She did jump up. This is my baby girl, Royce. Say hi to everybody. I would love to kiss her face right now, but I have lipstick on. But we are going to leave you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.